I'd like to now introduce you to our acting county executive, Tara Jackson.
Good morning. My name is Tara Jackson, as you've just heard, and I am the acting county executive. I'm here today. Well, first of all, I want to welcome you to Prince George's County Police Headquarters. And I want to thank Chief Malik Aziz for his outstanding leadership of our department, and to thank State's Attorney Aisha Brayboy for her continued collaboration with our department. Collaboration, as you probably know, is with the police department is key. Collaboration between the State's Attorney's Office and the police department is key to crime prevention. Today, I would like to commend the dedication and diligent work of Prince George's County Police Department's Robbery Unit, Carjacking Interdiction Unit, Washington Area Vehicle Enforcement Team, and Narcotics Enforcement Division. Over the last few months, individuals have been terrorizing our community by robbing ATMs. But through the outstanding work of our police department, sharing intelligence and working together with our agency partners, we have now arrested suspects in this violent crime spree. Our residents and businesses face the disturbing reality and possibilities. They face the disturbing reality and possibilities of these crimes way too often. And we thank the men and women of the Prince George's County Police Department who wear the uniform for their tireless work. These arrests have made a significant difference for our communities, and for that we are all grateful. This truly reflects your commitment to be first to serve, often at great personal risk. The police department's unwavering resolve is admirable. As we join here today, let us remember that our work is not done. While we take tremendous pride in this success, we must remain vigilant and proactive in our efforts to ensure the safety and well-being of every resident in Prince George's County. Every resident should not only be safe, but feel safe. Once again, I want to thank you, Chief Aziz, and the Prince George's County Police Department on this significant breakthrough, and I know you'll explain more about it this morning. We recognize and applaud your dedication, your courage, and your commitment to making us safe each and every day, and we thank you for your hard work in apprehending these criminals. Chief Aziz.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you to our acting county executive, Ms. Tara Jackson. Thank you for those comments and your continued support, as well as the acting CAO, Barry Stanton, to my right. We appreciate you both so much. I'm pleased to announce, following a very extensive investigation, the Prince George's County Police Department's Bureau of Investigations Robbery Unit identified and charged 3 individuals in connection with multiple ATM robberies that occurred in Prince George's County since late January. These significant arrests stand as a testament to the hard work and dedication by the PGPD Robbery Unit. This investigation also included assistance from detectives assigned to the PGPD Carjacking Interdiction Unit, the PGPD Washington Area Vehicle Enforcement Team, known as WAVE, and the PGPD Narcotics Enforcement Division. Our detectives and command team, led by Deputy Chief O'Lear, the Bureau of Investigation, have been tirelessly investigating multiple ATM robberies that have left our businesses concerned for their safety. Special thanks to Sergeant McAveety, Detective Ashby Hoffman III of PGPD, and Detective Sergeant Val Barnes of DC Metropolitan Police Department. Through diligent investigative techniques and collaboration with our law enforcement partners across the DMV and region, our robbery unit was able to apprehend 34-year-old Maurice Roots of Washington, D.C., 33-year-old Jeff Cruz of Washington, D.C., and 39-year-old David Walker of Washington, D.C. In 5 completed robberies, the suspect used hydraulic rescue tools, commonly called the jaws of life to break into ATM machines and steal tens of thousands of dollars in cash. Detectives estimate that approximately $200,000 was stolen during these robberies. Cruz is currently facing 43 charges. Walker is facing 45 charges, and Roots 7 charges. Roots is in the custody of the Prince George's County Department of Correction. Cruz and Walker are in the custody of Washington, D.C., pending extradition to Prince George's County. This is still an open and active investigation. To the men and women who worked around the clock to bring these suspects to justice, your commitment to serve Prince George's County not only solved these robberies, but also you restored a sense of security to our residents and our businesses. We look forward to passing the baton of justice to our state attorney, Aisha Braveboy, and her office, who partnered with us in our march to make our county the safest county in the nation. If anyone has any information relevant to this investigation, they are urged to call 301-516-2830 and refer to case number 25-0012-539. That's 25-0012-539. And you may also contact Crime Solvers online at www.pgcrimesolvers.com. And if you have the app, P3 Tips, you can report it there or call 1-866-411-TIPS. 1-866-411-TIPS. You can remain anonymous. At this time, I'll pass it over to our state attorney for her remarks.
Thank you so much, Chief, and thank you so much to our Acting County Executive, Tara Jackson, as well as our Acting Chief Administrative Officer, Barry Stanton. The work we do is work of a partnership, a true partnership, which is why we have seen significant drops in crime across all categories here in Prince George's County. And with these arrests, we will see continued decreases in crimes, especially those involving commercial robberies, because these robberies committed by these individuals and potentially others were very, very significant in terms of the number of commercial robberies in our county. So their arrests, we believe, will put a huge dent in commercial robberies here in the county. As was mentioned, Maurice Roots is currently being held at the Prince George's County Detention Center. He had a bond hearing on the 21st, and he was held without bond by a district court judge here in Prince George's County. The other two individuals are being held in the District of Columbia, so we will work through the extradition process with our partners in Washington, D.C. You know, you heard just like I that all three of these individuals who have been arrested are residents of the District of Columbia. That highlights the fact that crime knows no boundaries, knows no borders. And so we have to continue to work not only collaboratively with each other here in Prince George's County, but within this region to ensure that individuals are fully held accountable. So we want to thank the Metropolitan Police Department for their work with us, and we will continue to work to reduce crime here and around our region. Thank you very much.
With that, we'll take a few questions. If you have any, go ahead.
Chief, good morning.
Good morning.
To follow up to the comment about the individuals being from DC, don't know who wants to answer this, but is there anything more to why specifically the neighborhoods they targeted those 7-Elevens in Prince George's County?
Well, yeah, well, part of it, we're dealing with, we're working with DC on the other side of that. We don't know what these criminals are doing out here. They go where they think it's easier to commit crimes, or they think they can get away with it. And as you can see, the diligent work of our robbery unit and our partners, they saw to it that they wouldn't get away with this crime. You heard how many counts we charged them with just for here. And we believe that's going to escalate, but they thought they could get away with it. And we showed them that they could not come here and have an easy hit and victimize and terrorize our residents and our business owners and workers who are making a living.
And Chief, to follow up to that, can you talk a little bit more about what it was that finally got them caught, and then go into some of the charges? 2 of them are facing over 40 charges each.
Well, again, we diligent investigative techniques we've been using. You heard me mention Sergeant McAveety and the work that they've been doing. They've been focused on this from the very onstart when we realized that they were connected and trends were made, and then we put it together. And those detectives, I say Prince George's County law enforcement as a whole, but Prince George's County Police, we have some of the best detectives, the best men and women who do this job. They put those pieces together, as I say, like a puzzle, and we were able to arrest them. Criminals make mistakes, and they think they can get away with these things, but we have people on this side, on the great side and good side of justice, who want to, make sure that these people are brought to justice, and we did. We put those things together.
Chief, I can't help but notice that Mr. Cruz, 2017, was sentenced to a good deal of time in the federal system for doing basically exactly this, 121 months in 2017. Did he just get out? Did he just get out and start doing this again?
Well, our understanding is that he served 8 years under a RICO case, and he got out. And he evidently got out and went back to his old ways. And we arrested him, and we're sending him back to get back to what he was doing there.
Chief, I did have one question, kind of touch back to, all 3 of these suspects being from DC. Has there been any research done on just how much crime in Prince George's County, is credited to DC offenders? Like how many criminals are coming from DC into Prince George's County to commit crimes?
Well, let me say this like this, because I get asked that question quite often, and I have a very great relationship with Chief Smith and MPD, and we work with each other. At my level, we work with each other at the deputy chief level, our sergeant level, our detectives. So we have a very good relationship, and we have a march for justice that we work in unison with each other, as well as my other counterparts in this region, from Montgomery County to Baltimore County to Fairfax County. We work together, so I have to say that first. We've looked at different, stats in the past, and DC and Prince George's County, we give each other a fair share of criminals going back and forth across this border of what is a 17-mile shared stretch with the history that we share together. Criminals go back and forth. They know no boundaries. Criminals know no boundaries. And so we would be hard-pressed to try to identify or have some kind of hard state line boundary to say you stay on your side. This is America. But what we will do is we'll continue to work with our partners and bringing those people to justice. And that is probably the clearest I can say it, is that we don't care where you go and what state you go to. You commit a crime in Prince George's County and go back, we're going to find you and we're going to bring you to justice. And we're lucky and we're fortunate to have the type of relationship across police departments that we do here in Prince George's County with our counterparts.
Just one more follow-up I wanted to ask. All of these locations they hit were all 7-Elevens. What was it about like 7-Elevens that was attractive to these criminals? What made these stores particularly vulnerable?
Well, anytime you have a place that stays open, 7-Eleven is a great corporate business in our county, and we're fortunate to have we have a great working relationship with 7-Eleven, who cares about these things a great deal. We meet with them. They've been here in this building meeting with us, talking about these issues. I think when you have a place that's open and someone believes it's convenient, then they hatch a master plan to think they can victimize these places. And we have a lot of 7-Elevens in this county for the benefit of our residents who need to go and buy items from a store. It's no different. It could be any name or any convenience store, but they thought they could get in those relatively quick and get out. They just didn't know that the police were going to be there to catch them and put them back inside this justice system again. Oh, right.
Back in November of '23, I'm looking at a story that I did, where this crew hit in one night a TD Bank over in Fairfax County. Then they came over and hit a 7-Eleven over on Suitland Road and one on Silver Hill Road. Do you know whether or not that's a different crew, or are you investigating this crew as being part of that, or did you make an arrest in those cases? Do you know?
Well, right now, we're still early in that investigation. We're making those connections. We're working with our partners in those jurisdictions to tie these things together. As I mentioned earlier, we have a belief that these may grow and that they did cross, state lines, and that they're going to be more added to this right here. It was to me, it's organized crime.
But just to be clear, the ones that I've just mentioned.
Yeah, we can't
they
make
have
that
not
connection at this time.
Those cases weren't closed.
Not yet.
Okay. So is it fair to say that these guys are under investigation, possibly? for
Well, I
this?
think anytime you had this many ATMs that have had robberies, that, yeah, they are suspects. They've been across the region thinking that it's easy. And obviously, we're here today to tell all the criminals who they told this was easy and you can do it, that it's not so easy. They're facing a lot of counts and a lot of time. Right?
Yes, I had a question. Just to clarify, with Cruz, who faced charges before and he served them, he faced them here in PG as well?
I can't answer that. Maybe the Sergeant McAvity can, but what I'm looking at in front of me is that he served 8 years, feds in a RICO case. And so outside of that, I don't have any other thing. They have an extensive criminal history. They're on federal probation, and that's what we know so far that's been given to me.
Separately, Chief, on Friday there was a third of its kind incident where a driver fled from police and ended up hitting someone and killing them. Do you have any comment on that in terms of why drivers seem to be?
Well, yeah, I'll answer that comment after we finish with the ATM comments, but I will answer that after we finish with these. If you just remind me at the end of this, I'll get to that. There was someone
Well,
back here.
we have the whole public safety team. We've had 3 people lose their lives from people fleeing in 1 month. So that's my question too.
Oh, okay, well, I'll answer what I can on that at the end.
I did have.
Well, hold up, but let me get this person and then you.
Just wanted to clarify, you said you had how many suspects were aiding extradition from DC?
The 2 are facing extradition from Watt, DC. There's 2 of those are coming. We have one already, and the other ones are facing extradition.
I did have kind of one more thing, what you were saying about the convenience stores. Now, these are 24 hours. A couple months ago, Prince George's County tried to pass legislation to limit the amount of convenience stores in Prince George's County. Do you think something like that might help address, trying to bring down these kinds of crimes?
Well, number one is I'm the police chief. I don't serve on the county council or in Annapolis on those state. Whatever, as a police chief, I follow the laws that they make. If they see fit to pass those laws or to discuss them or debate them, I'm happy to offer up any assessment from a police point of view. But I will say we have to be very careful about making businesses who are not complicit in acts part of the problem. The people who criminalize, the people who intend to victimize, the people who want to make our lives destabilize our lives, they are the ones who are at fault. You don't have to be a criminal. And if you want to be a criminal and you want to come out here and put us under some terror watch, then you're at fault. A convenience store opening up to sell goods and items to our residents at all different times of the night, as we may see, they are not at fault. In this particular case, this particular corporate supporter of ours is not complicit in ATM robberies. They're there for convenience for the residents. So just be clear, the criminal is at fault.
To be fair,
But I'll take one more question over here.
Hi, Kate Ryan, WTOP. Quick question on the methodology that these men used. Is there anything in all of these cases that comes together for you as tactics to foil cases like this quicker in the future? Is there any, lessons learned from the tactics that they used?
Well, in a course of time, it's been 35 years since I've been doing this job. Over that 35 years, in different places that I've been and seen and talked to other people, then there's always somebody who think that they can break into an ATM machine and take the money. It's happened. It's happened here before, a decade or so ago. It happened right before that. It's happened in my previous assignment. It's happened in other states. If there's an ATM, there's somebody who thinks, I can go break in that ATM and get the money out. That's how criminals think, and that's why we go arrest them and put them behind bars so they can tell everybody that wasn't so easy. And so it's what we've learned. These tactics that they are using, this jaws of life that they were using to think of to hatch an idea, to use a tool for life saving, to come out and commit a crime and terrorize workers and business people and normal citizens who are shopping, at those places, then that right there is always something new around the corner to say, I'll use such a great piece of equipment that has saved thousands of lives over the years, and I'll use it for ill gain. And so we learn to watch out for those things, and we put some things in place that we could be better alerted that criminals would be using such a tool to break into ATMs, and working with ATM companies about how to better secure ATMs at their location. That's been really important for us. That was the last question for that, but I'll answer the question that you had. Can you repeat that question? And I know, Brad, you had one over here. It's one and the same, and I'll answer to the best of my ability.
Yes, there were 3 of its kind incidents in the past month of drivers fleeing attempted traffic stops and then hitting and killing an uninvolved person in said stop. Is there any comment you have on that, on drivers fleeing and doing such?
Well, let me say it's real clear. This is a real quick and brief answer. Stop. The police put the red and blues on you. Stop. There's not a whole lot of discussion on that. I don't even know how to expound even further on that. The police, get behind you. Those little things that spin, red and blue, says they're taking an action to stop you. You can stop. That is in your control to stop. There's a whole system in place for you to redress any grievances you have against the police department or government, and you can do those things. And I would just urge people to stop. There's no reason to not stop.
Chief, can we get your reaction personally when you learned about this incident, and do you anticipate, I understand the AG's office is doing an independent investigation, do you anticipate, can you talk about what charges this driver could face?
That's, unless the state attorney wants to address it, go ahead.
Absolutely. In those cases, obviously IID has a job to do with respect to the actions of the officers involved. But with respect to the involved driver, there will be a crash reconstruction report developed by the Prince George's County Police Department or whatever agency is the investigating agency. That information will then be presented to my office, and then we will make charging decisions with respect to the involved citizen, which could include a number of traffic violations up to motor vehicle manslaughter.
And just your reaction when you guys heard, sorry,
Go ahead.
the first question, your reaction when you heard about it?
In any case, my reaction to anyone losing their lives at the hands of a person who would not stop, of course, to me, it's appalling. As I mentioned before, you can stop. And the police are there to do a job and exact an action, and you can stop. And so that's really, anyone losing their life in our county in any kind of way, especially at the hands of a criminal, he's a criminal now, to cause the death of another person going about their day-to-day activities in our beautiful county. It's as you can imagine, whatever I say is not enough for the families who are going through this right now. I couldn't even reach that level of things being to that extent, and I don't think I could have any further comment to deal with those things that are happening in our county. I just if I could say anything to leave you with, again, if you could express this in all media outlets, that the people who are doing these things, they have a right to stop, and you can exercise it at any time. There's no reason to run from the police for whatever you're facing. Then there's a system for it, and so you don't have to go through our county and try to get away with police and think that this is okay. It's not okay. But
Madam
thank
State's
you.
Attorney, Madam County Executive.
Thank you.
Brian, hold on, please.
Hold on. If this is
Madam State's Attorney, Madam County Executive, look, on this subject,
Yeah.
what can you do to tell this community, don't run? I mean, can you be prosecuting? Before,
Yeah.
when they run before the last guy over ran from District Heights, had 100 brushes with the law before that night. You know, what
Let me
can you
tell
do
you
to
that-
stop these people from running?
Let me tell you, whatever the charges that you are being stopped with, which typically in these cases are traffic offenses, that the consequences of those violations are nowhere near the consequences you're going to face when you flee, when your car spins out of control, hits another vehicle, and someone dies. So we know that these individuals did not intend to kill anyone. But when you are fleeing, when you're traveling at high rates of speed, it's unpredictable. What happens is unpredictable. And you can cause death and destruction, and that's what happened. So those individuals who fled, who believed they were just going to get away with it, now, not only did they not get away with it, now they're facing more and more serious charges. So my hope is that through the charging and prosecution of these cases, which we have done in the past, we have absolutely held people accountable in these motor vehicle manslaughter cases, that they will recognize that it is in their best interest to just stop, as the police chief said. That is the best advice anyone can give. Just stop. Because not only are you facing decades potentially, depending on the type of incident that occurs in prison, but then you're also faced with the guilt of having taken an innocent life. And we are talking about lives of people who had nothing to do with this incident, people who you don't even know, children, parents. These are people who mean something to this community, mean something to their families. So it's hard to understand why people think that fleeing and running is the easy way out. No, that's the tough way out, because now you're going to be facing significant charges, facing significant time, and having to deal for the rest of your life with the guilt of taking someone's life. It's just not worth it.
There's a bill in the legislature.
What would that charge be? What's the maximum penalty?
I was just
No,
gonna
no,
say.
that's-
There's a bill in the legislature that would seek to limit further the police ability to do traffic stops, illegal U-turn, littering, tail license plates, that sort of thing. That's an approach you talk about. What do you think of that? I mean, you know, IID is involved, which means there's an investigation of police culpability. So that whole big broader issue.
Yeah, Brad, I'm not going to necessarily comment on that bill in the legislature because I don't know the specifics of it. But I think what I'd like to do is just bring us back to the beginning and say, you know, we want people to understand that this police department is good. This police department is going to investigate, and they're going to seek you out if you choose to commit a crime in Prince George's County. We're tired of people terrorizing our community. Crime is down, but we're going to continue to work to make sure crime is at its lowest levels in Prince George's County. So whether you're choosing to rob an ATM, whether you're choosing to run when the police try to stop you, or you're committing a murder, right? We are going to do whatever we can to make sure that you stop terrorizing our community. Criminals have choices. They have choices that they can make, and they have to choose to do the right thing. And if you don't choose to do the right thing, then we're gonna come find you.
A quick question, I'm sorry, on the penalty. If you find these people and get the maximum vehicular manslaughter, what is the penalty on that? What is the nature?
10 years. 10 years is the maximum penalty. 10 years, yes.